Oh, hello. Holiday greetings, everyone. I'm Paulo Garbanzo, usually the Dungeon Master for Nat 21 Adventures, but tonight we have a holiday special for you. That's right, our good friend Robert Turk has a new game coming out very soon. It's called Goblonia, and we are the proud players to help bring this game to the world. He's going to run a game for us tonight. It's a two-parter. This week we have the first half with some of our favorite players. You might recognize Kitty Chaos and Mab Just Mab, and myself are going to be playing with some new players as well. Shoshana Green and Ian Lemke. Robert Turk is a designer of several role-playing games, including this one right here. It's a great game, and the system is based on cards. The regular standard deck of cards, which we also use in Goblonia. It's an amazingly fun, fast system, which you'll check out right here tonight. Now, if you go to our Patreon, you'll be able to see some of the information from the game. A little bit of back info, as well as character sheets, and some maps. While this is a pre-recorded game, we are going to be right there in the chat, talking along with all of you. Don't worry, Robert's going to be there as well. If there's any questions you have, feel free to throw it there in the chats. We're going to be joking along right beside you. And if you go to wickedclever.com, you can actually get the beta test of the rules for Goblonia, an amazingly fun role-playing game based around goblins. It's exactly what this holiday needs. Well, without further ado, sit back, relax, you'll get a good laugh out of this new role-playing game, Goblonia.
Hey everybody, my name is Robert Turk. I am an author and game designer, and today we are playing my game, Goblonia. So Goblonia is a game about modern-day goblins, and they all live in this big, piled-up, ramshackle city called Goblonia. For a really long time, after walking out of their servitude to the fair folk, the goblins were on their own, and they were cool with that. Then a war broke out all across the realm with the trolls and the fair folk, and Titania swept back in with her army, seized Goblonia, and imposed her laws in the name of protection. The players in this game are all goblins, but they're not your typical D&D greenskin style of goblins. Our goblins come from the source material of actual myth and fairy tale, and they come in all sorts of shapes and colors and sizes. These are sort of Brian Froud, Labyrinth, Iron Druid, Hellboy, Goblin Market style of goblins. So it's a big mishmash. It's just supposed to be fun. The PCs in this game are not hero material. They're just common working folks that have stepped out of the background of their stories and seized control of their own fate. They're all part of the secret resistance called Gits, and the hoity-toity, beautiful, sexy, magical, baby-stealing fair folk. Those are the bad guys. So let's start off. Let's introduce our wannabe heroes for this game.
Hi, I'm Squidge. I'm a gadgeteer, so I'm here to fix your broken stuff. So if you got a pot handle that fell off, I'll fix it. If your clock don't work, I'll fix it. If your trombone won't blow, I'll make it blow again. And here's the best part. If it's too broken to fix, or if you just don't want it anymore, I'll take it off your hands and use it for my passion project. I'll make it a part of a beautiful sculpture for my sculpture garden.
Hi, my name is Buzzy. I'm a cook. As you can see, got my very special tools right here. I like making, I feel like delicious is a descriptor that limits you. I like to make interesting food. I like to make food that makes you want to reevaluate who you are as a being. That's really my goal. So if you have any good spices, And you have any good ingredients, I could probably put them together into something that's gonna really make you think.
Hello. My name is Irma Gert. I am a rock. Okay. My job is violent demolitionist. Fire is cool. I have a pet. Rock is my pet. Rock. He's very good. Rock. My favorite. Rock. That is it.
Ahoy, mates. I be Barnacle Bilgeworth, and I'm a fishmonger. My friends call me Barney, if I had any friends. I can get you the best fish, most of them not rotten. That's what I do.
Hey there. I'm Reshot the Tosher. I go through the sewers finding things that, people need fixed, that people threw away. And, sometimes you find really interesting things. I found this scarf. Look at it, it's practically new. But I'm pretty good at sneaking around underneath the sewers. I do smell like the sewers, but that's all right. Most goblins do.
All right, so those are our heroes today. Normally this game takes place in the city of Goblonia, and it has a very World War II occupied France mixed with a sort of British comedy, Discworld, Wizard of Oz sort of feel. The players do missions to disrupt the occupation and win influence in the various Goblonian neighborhoods, stick it to the fairies, and try to avoid the attention of the city guards and the Spriggan spies. However, tonight, we're stepping outside of the city for a holiday-themed adventure. Nat 21 Adventures and Wicked Clever presents Polar Exprescapades, Motherflipping Goblins on a Motherflipping Train. The Please Don't Sue Us Holiday Extremaganza Supreme.
That's a very good name.
It's a great name.
Extremaganza. I'm going to use that for everything I do ever.
Writing it down.
So we actually couldn't decide on one name, so we just kept adding words until we hit the maximum character limit. So most people know the story about the Christmas train, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That one final ride afforded to a lucky few on the cusp of losing their childhood innocence and abandoning their powers of imagination forever. You might have read the book or more than likely seen the movie. But does anybody know what happens to those who fail the test? What becomes of those kids who don't impress the jolly fat man and his sycophantic elves? Now, you might have assumed that they return home. They go on with their boring lives, totally devoid of magic, the road before them paved with TPS forms, tax deductions, and 401ks.
Fun.
But you'd be wrong. Yeah, no. See, the word believe, so often used in the marketing material of this modern holiday classic, is not an invitation. It is a threat. At the end of that sappy sugar coma train ride, those who lost their spark don't return home to safely snuggle in their beds. They don't leave the train at all. Instead, it whistles on into our realm of goblins, up into the lost mountains and deep into the mines. And there, those unfortunate brats will mine jewels for Titania until their dying days. Now, they're gonna believe in magic, undeniably, but by then it's far too late to save their own skin. And that's where you all come in. Your mission is to rescue those cynical tots. Not for any sort of Christmas miracle nonsense, but simply to stick it to Titania. You got to get out of the city.
But I guess rescue's good too.
Yeah, rescue the kids. Don't eat the kids. Rescue the kids, okay?
Got it.
All right. Step 1, get out of the city.
But have you considered eating them?
I did, definitely, yeah.
Step 1, get out of the city. Step 2, intercept the train before it reaches the mines. Step 3, make sure those kids don't become slaves of the fair folk. And step 4, it's sort of optional. If you really want to piss off those glitter farting fairies, toss in an explosion or two.
I'm on it. I'll do that.
Yes. Yeah, that's how you send a holiday message.
I like this game.
So it's like Bridge Over the River Kwai, but sort of in reverse.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Right.
with still a big explosion at the end. Spoilers.
Maybe.
It's like if the boxcar children accidentally went into Bridge Over the River Kwai.
That fart glitter. I'm pretty sure glitter farting is part of this.
The goblins don't fart glitter. It's the fairies fart glitter.
Is that
They're
a
bad
challenge?
guys.
You do if you eat some fairies, let me tell you.
Well, there you go. You all have your mission. The way Goblonia is structured, like I said, normally it's a game that takes place in the city. We're breaking out of the city for this holiday train heist. So the way Goblonia starts is that everybody always gets a round to scheme, to go where they want to go in the city, like you would set up your Dungeons and Dragons adventure, and everybody's like, oh, before we go out, I got to go buy healing potions, and I got to sharpen my sword, and I got to find clean underwear, and all of that stuff. We do that on screen. Everybody's got one move. You get to make your move and do one thing before the adventure really drives home. But before we do that, I almost forgot. We got to deal with the crap you're taking with you on this mission. Now, goblins, because they live in a city, they don't tend to walk around loaded down with their bedroll and their 10-foot pole and their iron rations and all of that. Normally, there's stuff you can grab as you're running through the streets and the alleyways to get what you need. In Goblonia, we deal with it as you're running out the door, you're grabbing the stuff you want to take with you. That means that everybody has 60 seconds to write down whatever they are taking with you. Now, there's some caveats here. You cannot add money to that list. You've already got your money. And there's only 2 people in this game that have access to explosions or firearms. Squidge and Irma both have access to explosions. Squidge, you're going to want to write down what your potions are. So if you decide, hey, I have a potion that explodes, this is the time to write down that. Irma, because you belong to the mob, you can essentially check out a gun. But guns in Goblonia are very unreliable. There's a high chance they're going to explode at you instead of explode, towards your target. All right. So I'm going to start a clock. Everybody's going to have 60 seconds to write down anything they are taking with them on this adventure. Go. You will be judged on your handwriting. If I can read it, it's not goblin enough. So.
Well, then it's perfect.
And time's up. All right. So, just because I think it's amusing. Squidge, what are you taking with you on this adventure?
Okay, I gotta bring a meat cleaver and some chalk, a sandwich, my backpack full of junk for homunculi building, matches, marbles, and juice.
All right. Do we have Buzzy?
Yeah.
Buzzy, what are you bringing?
I'm bringing my cooking spork, a pillow, a backpack full of cayenne pepper,
Ooh,
a
nice.
small stick, a candle, and a ribbon.
All right. Irma.
Okay. Box of dynamite. Big box of matches. Rope. I'm allergic to rope now. a rock hat. It's a hat. It's made of rocks. My ogre toe. A little tiny skull because I think it's funny. Probably from a fairy head. Oh, a cunning disguise. Look at this. No one will recognize me.
Totally different goblin.
I got this, found this cool kazoo. And I really like this. I'm bringing my hog swallow game. I thought that would be fun. On a train if we wanted to play hog swallow. I'm very bad at this game, but I'm willing to play with anyone. So that's all I got.
All right. Barnacle.
I have me fishing net, fishing pole, lots of extra line and hooks and lures, bait, a basket. I got extra boots, big boots, like super big boots for wading. Snacks, snails, and a pipe and tobacco.
Are the snacks and the snails the same thing?
No. The snacks and snails are different. I have them written differently here, I think.
Okay. And Reshot, what you got on you?
Well, I have my old fire poker that I found in the sewer. It's a little bent, but it's still got a nice hook on the end. I got a sack of food, that's in quotes, mostly stinky cheese. I have a belt. I have a hook on a stick. And then I have actually a twine with a fishing hook on the end of it, which is probably rusty. And then I have twine spelt with an extra T on the end, so it's twine. I don't know what that is.
I do. I know what that is.
That's how I spelt it.
That is where the extra letters from ERT are ending up.
Twine.
I buy that gaff hook from you.
Oh yeah. That's for in the sewers. It's my sewer hook.
All right. So everybody's got their stuff. And like I said, the first phase of this mission, so you have to get out of the city. Because the train doesn't come through Goblonia. It heads to the north through the mountains. But leaving the city of Goblonia is against the law. So there is a guardhouse on the northern edge of the city. The gates are closed, but there is a guardhouse there. So you could just walk up to it and say, hey, we're leaving, and see what happens. But there's plenty of holes in the walls that you could try and sneak through. Or you might know somebody that, hey, could smuggle you out. So it's up to you all. And everybody gets to make one move before you have to try and get out of the city.
Should we be
know what you're doing?
This? Sorry.
Yeah, Irma.
Yes. Can I do my move and bring some of my very talky, persuasive friends with me?
Do you have a talky, persuasive friend?
That'd be Buzzy or Squidge, right? Are you guys talky, persuasive?
I'm talky, but I don't know if I'm persuasive. I could try.
I'm persuasive, but I don't know if I'm talky.
People always believe me.
Wait,
Cross my heart.
so if you got a trench coat and the two of you are in one trench coat, you would be talky and persuasive.
That's all we have to do. Where can I find a trench coat? Anybody pack a trench coat?
It's just that, I know people in mines, and I was thinking if we could persuade the mine and then go backwards, follow the train tracks from there, I don't know if that's easy or hard, but to bribe the people at the mine. I was going to do that too. These are ideas. I'm spitballing.
Is the train in Goblonia right now?
No, the train is not in Goblonia right now. It is driving through the Goblin Rough. Just train ride. It's on the rails, doing trainly things, which is normally just going in a straight line.
Irma,
maybe some
either a way out through the mines.
Can you pop that map up for everybody to see? Ooh. All right. So this is a map of the lower level of Goblonia. And this, if you look up where it says Reekside, and you see a little gate there and a road heading out of the north of the city. So that's going to be the gate out. Now, the good thing about Reekside that Irma brought up is this is where the miners sort of live, the goblin miners. Now, they don't mine inside the city unless they're like nose miners. But that's something totally different. So you could go, meet with some miners and see if they're willing to smuggle you out on their way to the mines to do their minerly things. There is also other gates out of Goblonia, but then you got to trek outside the city.
As a Tosher, where does the sewer end up?
Yes. So there is a layer underneath. They call it the basement in Goblonia. And the sewer, so it keeps going down. Eventually, it must go somewhere else, or else you would think, Goblonia would just start to sort of fill up like a bathtub with a plug in it. But the water drains down. It always goes down. So, and below the sewers, you would know, Reshot, that there is other things, like dark and terrible things, and all sorts of rumors and stories about what might be down there. But it's not a safe place.
We could
Not
just
an
do
option.
something simple.
It's an option.
Light something on fire and then run through one of the holes when the guards are checking out the fire. Something like
we
that.
could fill like a paper bag full of poop, okay, and then set it on fire, and then ring their doorbell, and then go hide and watch them stomp the poop out.
That doesn't get us out of the city,
I can
though.
help with the poop part.
No, but I like that idea.
I do like the basis of it, but we need to get out of the city, though.
I like this idea of going through the mines.
Me too. I know those mines,
But the mines are outside of the city, right? So we have
Well,
Yes.
I
You
go
gotta get out of the
work.
city.
So
I work the mine anyway, so that's like my job is violent demolitionist in the mines.
So if we all dress up and pretend like we're miners and we're just going to work.
I mean, I'm looking right at you. You couldn't be any older than 14? You're like a baby. You're totally a minor.
Uh-huh.
Miners.
Oh, minor. Okay, yeah, I get it.
She's a minor. We're minors. She's a minor. Got it.
Can I try to make some minor costumes for everybody?
Yes.
Oh, I got
yes.
cunning
All right.
disguise.
So that would be your move, Squidge, if you're making
Okay.
minor costumes. One, I'm giving you a squib for that idea. I think it's clever. So take a squib. Squibs in this game are like bennies or advantage in other games. They are points you can spend to draw extra cards, or you need them to activate your goblin magics. And squib is not from Harry Potter. I mean, it is, but that's not how we're using the word. It's a much older word that she stole. It means a small firework. It's a little spark that sets off a bigger explosion. So you got a squib. All right, Squidge. So making some costumes. What path do you want to use for that?
Tinker.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So Tinker and what's your profession again?
Gadgeteer.
It's a stretch to include it in costume making.
Can I help?
Can I help because I know what a miner looks like?
Absolutely. So if you want to help, you're using your move as well to help.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I just dropped my cards. Sorry.
As a twiddler, I think I might be good at this.
Yeah.
I would like to use my move to get us out of the city. Is that
that you're not going to have to move. You're not going to have to use your move for that. You're gonna that will be an encounter.
Okay.
So you're
Then
making
I
your
will
move
help.
is what happens before the encounter. All right. So you're gonna help.
Okay. Yeah, I help.
My newspaper boy that I know, Austin Spinnerman.
Mhm.
He'd be He actually has newspapers, not just like a town crier kind of thing.
Yeah, he's actually got newspapers. I mean, he wants to sell those newspapers, so he's out there crying about them.
Right.
But-
I'm just trying to think how I could use him as a
I'm
distraction.
crying about the newspapers
No, like,
too.
Crying about the newspapers. So if he doesn't sell enough, he's going to cry a whole lot. All right, Squidge. So you're going to draw some cards here for a test. This game is all based off of decks of cards. Every player gets their own deck of cards, including the Weaver. I have a deck of cards that they're going up against. So you're going to draw one card because it's a test. You're going to draw your Tinker path, and
Who are you talking to? Me or
I'm talking to Squidge.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
And then
neither of us.
yeah, and then Irma and Buzzy, what you're going to do for teamwork is you draw one card, okay? And you hold that one card up so Squidge can see what that is, and it happens, whatever, because there you go, like that. So if it's a bad card, if it doesn't help her, that's teamwork. Sometimes sucks. Other people get in your way. So, all right. Actually, they're helping you quite a bit. So go ahead and draw,
wow,
draw
that's
your
already
cards.
a
Squidge.
pair.
You already got a pair.
So I've got my Tinker, my one card for the test, and then did we decide if Gadgeteer
I don't think
helps or not?
Gadgeteer works on this. Because you're not really inventing anything. You're sort of recreating a very set look here.
Okay, so here we go.
3
Oh.
sixes.
All right.
Ah.
Those kings are not great.
Don't look at them. Don't look at them.
Well, where's my camera? All right. So all you got to beat, whoops, is a high card of 7, which you've got it with those 3
Nailed it.
sixes. All right.
Nailed it.
Those kings are going to tick the crisis clock twice.
Okay.
Or you can discard them, risk a setback. Risk an injury. We changed the name of that this morning. Risk an injury and redraw those cards. Now, because you're already winning, you're not going to take an injury from failing the test. But you could draw worse cards than 2 kings.
I'm gonna keep them.
You're going to keep them.
Bring on the crisis.
All right. So, bong, bong. The crisis clock has ticked twice.
Bye, guys.
If the crisis clock reaches 13, you have failed the mission. You will not be able to rescue these kids. All right. So there are points along this crisis clock. It's always 13 hours. There are points along this crisis clock where the mission becomes harder. All right. Or something bad happens. So you've bonged that crisis clock twice, but you have this beautiful set of 5. They're not beautiful because they're like scuzzy and dirty and messed up, but you've got minor costumes for everybody now. All 5 of you. All right. So that was Squidge's move, Irma's move, and Buzzy's move. Yes,
I have a
Irma.
question. Do
Yeah.
I put this card back in my deck or do
You
I?
don't. Nope. Keep it to the side as a discard pile. You reshuffle your deck when it runs out of cards, but if you run out of cards in the middle of a test, you're stuck with that. You cannot reshuffle until your test is done. All right. So, yeah, life sucks as a goblin sometimes. Fate is not on your side.
Barney, I was thinking that maybe we could get together. If you grabbed a bunch of fish parts and I get my friend Stinky Bree, the cheesemonger, and we make a really big ball of fish cheese, that maybe if things don't work out with the costumes, we can throw them a bribe to the guards. And because who doesn't love fish-filled cheese balls?
We should have had Buzzy in on that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
He's the chef.
I might be able to help you later, I guess.
But
Buzzy's busy helping sew uniforms.
It's a simple dish.
I can give you the cheese. I wanted to try to support our minor thing. I think I can get the guards believing that there's going to be extra miners going out there.
Okay.
If that's cool.
Well, I'll just go get some cheese then.
And here, I tossed you a bunch of bait.
All right. Oh, yes. Bait cheese. Who doesn't love
All right.
bait cheese?
And
So
snail.
we're gonna do reshots first. you're gonna go meet with your ally to try and get some cheese off your ally. So are you offering to pay for this cheese? Are you hoping to
Not at first.
steal it? So you're just trying to sweet talk your ally into giving you some cheese.
Stinky Free, my
Stinky
man,
Free.
come on. I need
Exposure.
cheese for a special cheese mission.
You're gonna see if they work for exposure.
At this point, sure. I can trade him a handful of bait.
Oh, okay. You're trading him bait for the cheese?
Well, yeah, a handful of bait.
A handful of bait.
I got
How else
20
is he gonna catch the cheese?
All right. So Reshot, this sounds like a Weedle test. You're trying to convince your friend to do what you want them to do.
Ooh, I got 0 in the Weedle skill. So
Okay. Well, you'll always draw one card because it's a test. You have one rank in that ally, so you get to draw a card for that ally because they're your friend. They're inclined to help you. And I'm not going to give you a bonus for offering the bait.
still wiggling.
It's still wiggling. So 2 cards. Let's see what kind of cards you pulled there.
Okay, well, Joker and a king.
All right. Well, so whoops, I keep going. This is backwards. So all you got to beat is a 10, a high card of a 10. The Joker will do that because Jokers in this game are good. They either eat your face cards or they give you a big damn success. So right now you are succeeding because the Joker is going to eat that king and nothing bad is going to happen to you from
Well,
it.
that's good.
Now, but it's not a big damn success. You could go for a big damn success by risking a setback, throwing out that king, and drawing a new card. And if it's not a face card, you've got a big damn success, which is more cheese than you could ever want.
Do that.
We're gonna go for it. I mean,
All right.
let's just do. All right, here we go. How about a 3?
Hey, a 3 does it. That is a big damn success. Whenever you get a big damn success, you get a squib. You avoided the king. So take a squib, Reshot, and you get to describe what awesome thing happens here.
Oh, well, it just turns out that Stinky Bree, my good friend, actually got a weird load of cheese that he wasn't expecting, and it was like bonus cheese, but he actually didn't really have a place to put it, and he was actually just wondering what he was going to do with this giant pile of cheese. That was like it was the like holiday special, so it's a whole bunch of different kinds. There's some with nuts in it and all the things, some with twigs, all the good stuff. And so he was like, well, I just didn't really know what to do with it. My shop is full. And then I just happened to come by at the right time. I'd be like, yes, give me that giant cart of stinky cheese. So it's a little push. It's like a wheelbarrow size thing.
All right. You got a wheelbarrow of holiday themed cheese.
Now we have a wheelbarrow too.
And a wheelbarrow, yeah.
And a wheelbarrow too. Right.
I like the way the Tinkerers think.
All right.
As a miner, I would like to say that is a pretty good bribe.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't love holiday cheese?
I love holiday cheese. Let me ask my rock. Rock, what do you think about holiday cheese?
I'm gonna actually, if there's a cheese that's particularly tree shaped, I'm gonna take the fish bait and use it like tinsel, like it's decorated tree of holiday. Because who doesn't love that?
All right. Sounds absolutely delicious.
I can take some of my peppercorns from my cayenne pepper and do a little red decoration. So we got like red and green.
decorate the cheese. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
love
now
it.
I want cheese. I really want cheese. Sounds amazing.
All right, Barney.
All
You
right.
gotta move.
Yes. I want to be talking to Austin Spinnerman, the newsboy. Track him down early in the morning and ask Austin to do me a favor. Just like when you're giving out your papers, if you could just be talking about this big something going on in the mines, and they're needing a lot more miners out there. They had there's a big vein of whatever it is they mine, and just be talking about it, and it'll be in tomorrow's paper. But just like giving people a preview so that this gets out throughout the city. Specifically, if you can go over by where the guard shack is and be doing that, that would be extra helpful.
Okay.
To sort of prep the guards that there might be more miners coming out.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It makes sense. Okay. So this is again probably a Weedle test.
Yes.
You're convincing to do what you want to do.
I'd be good at that.
All right. Okay. So you're going to draw one card for the test. Okay. A number of cards equal to your Weedle path. And fish. Your profession is fishmonger, right? Or fish seller.
Yeah, fishmonger.
Okay. Doesn't really fit with this, but you do get one card for your ally.
Oh, right. There we go. So,
all right.
I be having a pair of 6s and an 8 and a 2.
All right. Well,
good. You got it.
You got a pair of something, right?
Yep.
You beat me. You got it. Right. I'm gonna have to reshuffle my deck. No, I can't. But so you convince him to a big breaking story, and they have found a new vein of, let's say, phosphorus. They found a vein of phosphorus out there, and they need some hardy, expendable miners to go mine it. Okay. So they're not sending in the professionals; they're actually, recruiting like Uncle Sam. Sign up and go mine this phosphorus for Goblonia. And if you make it back, good job. Right. All right. So, yeah. So I mean, he's excited about this story. He's gonna go shout it out, and he's gonna set up right by the gates up in Reekside, because that's where the miners would head out.
Right.
So to sort of cheer them on, and that might sell some extra papers too if he's cheering on the miners. And check it all out in tomorrow's paper, but get today's paper for the coupons for tomorrow's paper. So so everybody has made their move. Does anybody want to do something else before you head to the gates? That would start a new round of making your move, and it would tick your crisis clock 1 hour because you're taking more time to do stuff in the city. But
I have to go to the bathroom. Does that count as a move?
That no.
That's a movement. That's a movement.
That's different.
Depends on what kind of bathroom needs.
Right. It depends on if it's of story significance. I mean, if you're going to go on.
No, I'm just an oversharer.
Yeah, this is getting weird. All right.
Now that she brings this up, I would not mind dropping a few boulders off at the pool.
So do people really need to take a break and go to the bathroom? Or is
No, I just thought it was funny.
Okay.
I'm just going right now.
Well, that's fine. I mean, nobody can see below like your neck and shoulders. So
I'm in the bathroom right now.
Yeah,
you're a genius.
You got nice acoustics.
Oh my God, that is genius. That nice is so smart.
I'm going to start keeping a bucket next to my setup out here.
I'm literally going to move my whole thing into the bathroom because the equipment
keep a bucket by your bed, just like our founding fathers.
Yeah.
How often do we shuffle?
Only when you run out of cards.
Oh, all right. I need to put those cards back.
Can't believe I used my Joker for that.
I know, for extra cheese. You should have one more Joker in there. So keep out the cards that you've already used.
Oh, that's good.
Those don't go back in yet. So you have a discard pile, and then you'll reshuffle when you run out of cards in your deck. This is not the next card. That's the bottom of my deck. So, and it's my Trans-Siberian Orchestra deck.
Oh,
Because-
nice.
Because it's a holiday adventure.
Just in
And
time for the holiday.
right. Nobody
Today
listens. I don't even know if
I'm-
these guys do non-holiday music. I don't know what they do, but there you go.
It's got to be Christmas somewhere, right?
Today, I'm using the Turtle Creek Coffee deck featuring Valeria Vox as the Turtle Creek Coffee. They are one of our new sponsors. I'm very excited to have them coming on board because I like coffee.
Today,
turtles.
I'm using blue.
Yes.
Bicycle, nice.
Red.
Oh,
Got 2 bicycles and 2
Mine are official Park Place Casino deck cards.
Nice.
They even have a little hole in them.
all in the middle.
All right. So you've done all the things to set up, and it sounds like your idea is just to walk out the front gate pretending to be miners. I got that?
I've got Weedle. And I've also
Right.
got Cross My Heart. So I could go up and tell them, yeah, we're miners. This is my
Right.
group.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to, like, maybe Irma, like, pitch in on that because you're a real miner. they can-
100%. I've got you.
Well, we have disguises, right?
right.
You have your disguises. All right. So yeah, I mean, you're just marching along with everybody else. It's really friggin' early in the morning when the miners head out,
Or very late at night.
or very late at night. They're going out very early in the morning, which
So there's other miners.
there are other miners. Yes, there are not other expendable miners. Like there's not a big contingent of new miners. There's 5 new miners or 4 new miners because Irma's already a miner. But yeah, you've got the newspaper guy. He's out there on the corner, shouting about the big phosphorus load that was found, and new miners heading out to join the front lines of the mining.
Are there anyone out on the streets like cheering us on or anything like that?
No.
It doesn't work that way. I don't know what kind of mine you are picturing, but
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you've probably got some Greenpeace goblins out there booing you.
Okay, great.
But softly, because they don't want to get arrested either. So
Well, I just, as we're heading out, can I just give them a ball of cheese? Like, as cheese for the new miners. Here, celebration. And I just,
save it for the big bribe. I mean, come on.
We might need that.
well, I didn't want to be like suspicious that we didn't give anyone else cheese. But maybe
Those,
a little
those people are the Greenpeace people, right?
sample cheese.
I would like a sample. Can I try the cheese?
Yeah, there you go.
all right.
You're
Yeah.
very generous with this bribe cheese bribes.
Do you give the cheese to any of the other actual miners that are sort of trudging along with
yeah.
their
Those
pickaxes
who get the cheese.
over
Yeah.
their shoulders? Okay, yeah. So we've got this troop of miners heading out, and there are a good number of miners, looking sort of worn down and dirty. None of them happen to be whistling while they work. They got their pickaxes and their shovels, and a couple have chainsaws. So those are probably the newer miners that don't really know what they're getting into. But and then you all are marching along too in your new grubby mine uniforms, pushing a cart of cheese that's been decorated for the holidays. Newspaper boy there shouting on the corner, and at the gate there are 2 guards. It's early in the morning, and the guards are goblins. They're fellow goblins. But up in the tower, there are fairfolk captains sort of looking over all of it. Yes. So, and the guards at the gate are checking everyone's minor guild paperwork as they head up. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah. And they're sort of not paying a whole lot of attention because, You know, this is the same thing every freaking day. These two guards have to stand there as this whole troop of miners walks out the gate. Yeah, all right, yeah, all right, yeah, all right. So it's getting up to you all. Walking up to the gate. What do you do?
Did I totally forget about the minor paperwork?
It seems like something Irma might forget about. But
It's okay though, because we're new, right?
Yeah, but they've seen her before, so
right. Irma has paperwork. And each of you actually do have papers that say where you live in Goblonia and what your job is. None of them other than Irma's say she's a miner. But these guys might not be looking close enough to see what the job is on there. I mean, you're dressed like miners, and
yeah,
you're
and I'm
going
going to
out
tell
with
them.
the miners. Yeah,
We be the new miners mining the phosphorus you heard about.
Yeah,
We have
we're, just
this-
gonna
we're all
keep it
together.
real casual.
Yep.
And we have this big cart of cheese to illustrate our point.
And I give them a blob of cheese. I mean, like a big blob of cheese. Guards you have to pass them out to the rest of the guards too. So I give them an actual entire wheel off the thing with the one with the Christmas tree on it. Like it looks like a whole set piece.
they normally don't give us gifts. I mean, people don't even really seem to like us, like me and.
I never said we liked you, but just orders from the fair folk.
Yeah, just doing our jobs.
Yep.
And
Mining.
your job is to distribute cheese.
No, to mine the
No,
phosphorus.
Yeah, we're
Cross
miners.
my heart. We're all miners.
Yeah.
Are you using your cross your heart ability?
Yes.
All right. Spend a squib.
Okay, I didn't know that crossed the squib. There we go.
Yep. Every magical ability costs a squib.
Cool.
So you spend a squib, and you tell this guard that you are the new miners, and he looks over at his buddy, who just happens to be named Cheesehead. Like that is written on my paper when I determined everybody's name for this adventure. Hey, Cheesehead, these are the new miners, and they brought you a gift, I guess. I don't think they're making fun of you. Maybe they're making fun of you. I don't know.
It is definitely not a bribe.
Definitely
And
not.
it's not even a bribe. But yeah, these are the new miners. They can go on through. We just got to see your paperwork, guys. That's all there is.
We don't have paperwork yet. We got to get out there, and then the foreman's going to give us the paperwork.
Oh, yeah, you get your paperwork from out there,
Right.
from the foreman. And
Right.
then you show it to us when you come back.
Yep.
And if it's not legit, we can't let you leave.
Right. Exactly. That. That'd be correct. Cross my heart.
Okay, keep walking.
All right. Well, yeah.
Enjoy the cheese.
Come on, everyone. Let's go mine.
I you know what? I mean, with his use of that ability, there's really no test here. He's the head guard believes you, and the guys up on the tower aren't paying enough attention to really care. You are drawing a lot of attention to yourself passing out cheese. That's a little weird, but yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, about it.
there's nothing they can do about it. Cheesehead's got this big wheel of cheese. He's not gonna blow his whistle.
I also want to point out that it's a wheel of cheese with the Christmas tree cheese on top, and underneath, with all the little bait, I made a tiny train set that goes around it, and there's us on top of the train set, like in little tiny things, like we're like pulling kids off the train, like in little tiny, like the best way that you could with using fish bait.
Right.
You know, I just want to point that out. It's just, just flavor.
You just made a little diorama here. You've told them exactly what you're going to go do in cheese diorama
and bait.
and bait.
Cheese dioramas are the new flowers with secret meanings.
Yeah. All right.
Honestly, if someone showed up with a cheese diorama for me, I would go with it. I would go with it. I would be
love it.
down.
I love it. I'm not giving you a squib though, because you just got one
I'm okay with that.
from your big damn success. All right, so
Way
that's
to show off
I mean,
there,
out
Rishad.
the-
Keep
out
showing
the-
off.
heading out the gate. All right, and it's not. They don't open the big gates. They don't open the big gates for anybody anymore. It's this little tiny portage door gate in the big gate. They open that up. Everybody goes through. Cheesehead waves behind you. Thanks for the cheese. I like the little scene and the decorations. This will have a place of honor on
It'll go
on
bad.
my mantle. And the door slams closed behind you, and you can hear the bolts and the bars and it's all locking you out of the city of Goblonia. And for some of you, this may be actually the first time you've ever left the city of Goblonia.
Freedom!
That's up to you.
We
Does
did
Barnacle
it.
shout freedom on the other side of the gate?
No.
Okay. Because that'll change everything. He whispers it. All right. And there are the miners. I mean, they're marching. They're not really like military marching. They're sort of slogging their way up into the mountains. Can you show that fancy map? Is that possible?
Or is
So
that
there's the
nice.
city. You can see the city of Goblonia, and you all are heading up into those mountains to the north, up in. I can't go far enough over, but up into there. So it takes you probably a couple hours of hiking up into the mountains.
Is that in the direction of the train?
You do actually hear the train whistling off in the
Coming
distance.
down the tracks.
As we're walking, if there's any interesting herbs or mushrooms or things along the way, I would like to pick them up and throw them in my backpack.
Sure. I don't even think we have to test for that. Yeah, I mean, interesting looking fungi and flora.
Yes, I will write that down on my list.
Yes, Irma.
Just let me pitch this to you guys. Perhaps as backup, we could blow up the train tracks. What do you think?
I think we should start with that.
Cool.
It will draw attention to us, don't you think?
Well, yeah, but then everyone will have to get off the train. It'll be real confusing. I mean, I think we might get in real big trouble, though.
Nah, I do it all the time.
Blow up the tracks behind the train or in front of the train?
In front of the train, so the train can't go to the mine, which is the goal, yeah?
Oh, yes. What if we cause an avalanche? And that way it looks kind of natural instead of absolutely unnatural.
So you're saying I need to possibly set up some sort of complicated system of explosions that would cascade rocks down in a natural seeming formation without doing additional excess harm to the nearby environment?
At least half of that.
What about a quarter?
Okay,
How much time do we have?
I'll blow it up.
It's the train's in the distance.
Okay.
So you've probably got you don't expect the train to hit the mine, and it's going to go down into the mountains and deep underground. So it'll probably hit the entrance to the mine in the early afternoon.
We want
Y'all
to
head
be
up early in the morning.
We want to be away from the mine where there's less visibility when we do this. That was the theory. We want to stop it.
So not an avalanche right at the entrance to the mines.
No, that's my
Seals it all
job.
off. Right.
No, we want to be further up south. We want to be further. Is the train coming from the south or the north?
Further south. The train is coming. Let me pull up my map again here. The train is coming from the this side of the map. It's going to come up through this forest.
Okay.
and through the forest and into the mountains and then
Okay.
down into the thing, and the kids will be gone forever.
So we head towards the west. Is that right?
Yeah, you could head towards the forest to intercept it there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we just knock down trees with explosions and rocks.
Mm.
We go quickly. She goes like very slowly.
All right. So is that where y'all are heading, to the forest
I think so.
to intercept the train? Hopefully, make it stop there.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
I
Okay.
could keep this pace for a very long time.
For
My-
days.
Stamina is legendary.
Rishad,
Yes.
How big is Irma?
yeah, can we put her in the wheelbarrow?
Very-
And push her along.
It's
A
very
little
comfortable.
faster.
There's still at least some cheese in there. You can just squish it in and just.
Cheese nest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
What if we cover her with moss? Because a rolling stone gathers no moss, so if we put moss on her,
You're kind of going in the wrong direction with that.
yeah, you're right.
But I like the way you're thinking.
All right. So it sounds like your goal is to head into the forest, sort of where the forest meets the mountains,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and chop down some trees, blow up some trees, build a barricade of sorts so the train cannot keep going.
That looks
Right,
natural. Like if we can
Just
find
disrupt
the
the
cliff.
the tracks.
I will totally break the tracks too.
All right.
Because if they can clear it, then they will still be able to use the tracks. I want them to not use the tracks
Sure.
at all.
So I have a thought.
Okay.
If so, we're gonna jump on the train.
Uh-huh.
We're going to rescue the kids, and then
Uh-huh.
the train's gonna stop.
Uh-huh.
Or does the train stop? Everyone gets out, then we jump on the train. Like, what if? I'm thinking that if like when we hit the train where it's like trying to go up a mountain, so it's really slow, so that we can get on it, and then
Uh-huh.
way up ahead, that's where we would have put the blockage, so that once we've figured out how we're going to get these kids off, because at high
Uh-huh.
speed, I think getting the kids off the train at high speed, while
Uh-huh.
fun, is not what we have in mind.
I'm pretty
What?
sure kids bounce. I think
Yeah,
it'll be
they're
fine.
very bouncy.
Okay.
No, I think
No,
you're right.
I like this idea. I want to do that thing, he said with a lot of words.
Humans were just soft tubes.
I'm worried about us all getting on the train if it's moving though. I'm not really fast. Like at all.
Well, if we
And neither is Irma.
jump on a train as it's like going up, like as it's just starting to go up the mountain, it's going to be going really slow.
Ooh.
Better
So
be going really slow because I'm not very fast.
I have this wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Somebody could throw you.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna go
So-
where it's heading up the hill and jump on it when it's slow.
Mhm.
And
But
then
first, I build
That'd be the
I
plan.
break tracks so that the train can't go anywhere.
Right. So first, you're gonna blow up the tracks so the train can't go anywhere. Run back down the mountains while the train is coming up the mountain.
Yeah.
Jump on the train.
Yes.
Sounds great. All right.
Okay, Squidge, you're very smart with machinery. I think you can help me engineer. I will just break it, but you can tell me best way for breaking.
Got it. Right now?
And yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so we're looking at a forest, so the trees are probably the best way to go. So we're gonna
Well,
pick.
I'm gonna back you up just a second. All right. Because you all are going to slip away from the miners.
Oh yeah, we still
Right?
gotta do that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to break away from this group that you're in.
Mhm.
And are you going to be just obvious about it? Like, oh, we're going this way? Are you?
Let's give them all of our cheese and have them eat it.
I was just about to say, We could just dump the cheese in the middle of the road, and everybody gets a free cheese shot, and then we run with the wheelbarrow without the cheese.
So
Classic
basically, free
cheese
breakfast.
distraction.
Yes,
Classic distraction.
a classic distraction. Are you doing anything to the cheese?
Well,
I'm not suggesting you do anything to the cheese. Just asking.
Oh, wait, Fuzzy. Do you have like Sleepy?
I could make them. Can I enchant that cheese?
You could enchant like one wheel of cheese.
Hmm.
So you couldn't enchant the entire wheelbarrow of cheese. But if there was one key figure that you wanted to make sure was under your sway, like the mine foreman, maybe.
Do you know
Then
which one that is, Irma?
Yeah, look, he's got the biggest hat. He's the
Of course.
the
Oh.
biggest hat.
If something happens to him, then we can say we're going to go get help.
So I'll enchant a special. I'll use a jinx, one of my jinx, to enchant a special cheese to give to the minor foreman.
All right. Now, technically, you didn't make this cheese, so you have to do something to the cheese.
Oh, I got some plans.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that cheese and I'm gonna put a little cayenne pepper in there, and then I'm gonna take some of those mushrooms in there, and I'm gonna make like those like those Wisconsin cheese balls.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna make one of those. Yeah.
So, like, chop up all the stuff and then roll the cheese in
Yeah,
the mushrooms
yeah.
and the cayenne.
Yeah.
I usually eat those like an apple.
I recommend. That's how I recommend eating them.
Are you
might
going to provide
open
some
my
snails?
restaurant.
Yeah, do you want any snails to add to it?
Oh yes. Leave those shells on. Texture.
All right.
Miners like texture.
So yeah, you make this cheese ball with snails and mushrooms and cayenne pepper on the outside.
Sounds great.
Delicious.
I
And
want it.
yeah. So who is presenting this to the miners? Like here, free breakfast.
I've got the wheelbarrow.
You got the wheelbarrow. So you're
I-
dumping out the wheelbarrow.
And I guess I have to present the enchanted cheese, yeah?
Correct. You do. And you have to spin a squib to enchant it. So make sure you mark that off.
I will
you're-
back up whoever is presenting. So I just say, that is a great idea. I am for this cheese. I practiced that a couple of times. Great.
right.
For cheese, yes. Great idea.
Okay. And then I think Barnacle, I think you're probably the most persuasive in the group.
Yep. Probably.
So do you want to say anything to the miners or
Well, I mean, do I need to say anything to the miners to get them? I mean, they're just going to eat cheese. I was going to save my persuasion for when something happens to the foreman. They say, "Oh, we'll go get help," kind of thing. I don't know. How should we do that?
well, what's going to happen to the foreman?
I don't know what's happening.
Well, I was just gonna to sway the foreman to just forget that we were ever here.
Oh, in that case, that doesn't get us away from everybody else, though.
No, but it gets us away from the most important person. Hopefully the cheese will distract them.
And if he forgets that we were ever here, if anybody does say something, he's gonna just think they're crazy.
All right. So I'll just let them eat the cheese. Well, I'll encourage people to eat the cheese. Oh, that looks really good. Yum nom 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 nom.
I wish I could eat all of that cheese.
Oh, got to my
Eat
belly.
really fast and not look anywhere else but at this cheese.
Is that what you tell the foreman? Don't look anywhere else but at this cheese?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up on that.
All right. So the foreman, I mean, he's watching the cheese. That's like his eyes are glued to this cheese. And the rest of the guys are, I mean, it's free food. It's
Do we just
cheese.
start backing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
We slowly back
My
away.
belly. Gotta go behind a rock here. See you later. We'll be back.
Oh, that
Catch up.
cheese, it goes through me real fast. Gotta go pop behind this rock here for a second.
So
I'm a rock.
Oh, different rock.
This is a simple fate test. It's to make sure none of the miners is suspicious and is watching you all instead of the cheese. It's a 3-card draw. We can do this a couple of different ways. Actually, I want to try it this way. I want each of you to draw 1 card. I will draw 3 cards, and we'll combine your cards together to make a hand.
I don't know what it is. What is it? It is a 4.
Ooh.
We got a pair of 2s.
So is that a jack or a 2?
No, it's a 2. This is an amalgam deck.
Okay. All right.
But it is a 2.
Looks like we have a pair of 2s. And so they got a high card 9. Because Switch has got a 2, Buzzy's got a 2. Yeah. All right. So nobody pays any attention to you all. They are all just eating that cheese. Yeah. So
I can't blame them. Cheese
right.
is delicious.
I mean, it's free breakfast, and you all are sort of backing away.
Before we leave, I just want to grab a finger of the cheese and spread it on my sandwich for later.
Absolutely. All right. And you are backing away with your wheelbarrow.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, you've left the miners in the dust, eating their cheese, and that mine foreman is just glued to that wheel of cheese.
I go, oh, we have to go back. I forgot to do the Christmas special, which was to grate the Parmesan cheese on top.
No.
No.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
It's gonna be.
I don't know. That sounds like a pretty cool feature. But I'm with you guys.
All right, come on.
Yeah, you're
All right.
in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah. So who's riding in the wheelbarrow?
Irma.
Irma's in the wheelbarrow.
Oh,
Right.
I'm very quick. Oh, I don't need a wheelbarrow.
Irma, we need you to just focus on thinking.
About explosions.
Yeah.
Oh, I am all over that. Okay.
In the wheelbarrow.
In the wheelbarrow, pushing Irma along. Okay, up into the mountains. And so
Whoa,
Yeah.
trees.
whoa, some trees, but they're starting to thin out. Like you're reaching that point of the mountains where it's not foresty, it's more mountainy. Like there's trees and there's boulders and there's snow that can avalanche. And some of these mountains are volcanic, so random avalanches, that's probably a thing that happens on occasion.
Are we safe enough, far enough away from the mine where it would buy us time to stop the train here?
Yes.
Because this is a good spot, right?
Yeah, you're heading to a spot to blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do it like right outside the mine, duh. And I don't want to
Right.
do it like where we don't have all the resources we need to blow it up.
Right. Yeah.
Not the train, the tracks. Close one. So close.
you're,
That would have been
you're blowing up the tracks. Yes. Yeah. So it probably has to go up this small mountain and sort of the track curves around the mountain a couple times and then comes back down to go into the mine. So you've probably got some distance here.
Okay.
I mean, I'm with you. You don't want to blow it up at the bottom of the hill because then you don't get the slope that you need, and you don't want to blow it up right in front of the mine.
Right.
I'm totally with you. All right.
Yeah.
So you reach a good spot on the tracks. And yeah.
These
Looks
rock
like we-
are very good. Yeah, a good spot. Let's blow stuff up. I mean, yeah.
All right. So Irma, you're setting up explosives.
Yeah, and Squidge is going to help me make sure I do it like science.
Yeah, I'll find the right spot where it's gonna, not miss. Like when the snow and the rocks and the trees fall down, it's not gonna just completely miss the tracks, and then we have to blow stuff up again. It's just,
Right.
we got the angles and everything, and the measurements, and the horizon, and the sun is at this angle, and it's gonna land right.
Okay. All right. So Squidge is calculating the angles and the measurements in the sun. What Irma is setting explosives. What are the rest of you all doing?
I'll be on lookout.
Okay. All right.
I will also. Is there any way that I'm not actually not really the smartest goblin in the bunch, but using my knowledge of, say, sewer tunnels, is there any way that I can kind of tell? Like, can we see the train? Is it way off in the distance? Is it?
You can sort of see smoke rising out of the forest canopy. So it's pretty. I mean, you have an idea of where it is, but you don't have eyes on the train.
Okay. Can because I just want to try to calculate that moment of like us jumping on the train, like figure out the best spot.
Sure. You're probably gonna have to run down the mountain to find that spot. Like
Okay.
you don't want the train to stop here and then you jump on it. Right?
Right.
Okay. So, all right. So you're looking out the other direction towards the forest, trying to calculate that. And Barney, anything?
Do you need help on watch, or should I come in and help you scout? I mean, I can just assist if you want.
Oh, you know what? Maybe scouting the area for local.
Okay, I'll help you with that. I'm just assist.
All right.
All right. And nibble on some rotten fish snacks.
Yes. So, well, it's good that some of you all are scouting, because as you are scouting around, all right, we got Irma there, setting up explosives on the tracks, Squidge calculating how the avalanche should fall in the trees, Barnacle and Reshot scanning the forest and sort of walking around, making sure nothing's sneaking up on them, and Buzzy, the cook, sitting there eyeing the mountains when the rocky surface of the mountain starts to move. And you see, sort of lumbering towards your group, 3 big trolls.
Oh, nice!
Everybody, there's something you should all be made aware of.
Busy.
Yeah. There's 3 big trolls coming towards us.
Are we still here, or are we gone at that point?
No, you're there.
Okay.
You're there. I mean, you're in the forest. She can shut up. I think that's probably a good place for confessions.
Oh man. There's probably a reason that we don't leave the city. And I guess we're finding out what that is right now. I've never seen a troll before, and I don't really know what to do. I think I might just hide behind Irma.
I am so excited about these mushrooms that I found. They just don't grow like this in the city. They're much slimier than I was expecting. I wish I had remembered to bring a cooking pot. I'll just have to figure out something. I wonder if the trolls have something I could use as a cooking pot. I think when they get close, I might ask them that. I think food is a way to bring everyone together. Who can be mad when you're eating food? Although trolls might eat us. Well, I'll burn that bridge when I come to it.
I can't believe I forgot the Parmesan. It was going to be the perfect work of art. Oh, but that might not really matter too much if we just get eaten by trolls. Or not if I just had some more cheese. Huh. Trolls. No, we don't. We get the small kinds in the sewer. The easy ones. Not these. These must be outdoor trolls. Must be outdoor trolls. That's probably what they are.
This not be good. Not happy about the trolls. Really kind of not happy about being out here in the mountains. It's not my place. But, we got to do what we got to do. We got to save these kids. But I'm just worried about these trolls. I don't like trolls. Never seen a troll. Don't really know what a troll is, but I don't like them.
I'm a rock. Trolls. I'm very good at hiding because I'm a rock. I like blowing things up. Going to be fun. Maybe they will think I am a rock and not eat me. Do trolls eat rocks? That might be a problem. Because I'm a rock.
So trolls pretty much eat everything. Trolls are bad news. They are servants of the foul, which are the ancient enemies of the fair folk. And there's a big old war going on south of Goblonia. Essentially, the trolls versus the fair folk. So yeah, they're not great. But you know what? This group has handled everything so far by using their wits, being clever. They got out of the gate. They dealt with the miners. Trolls are dumb as a box of rocks. So
Hey, now I can hear you.
Outwitting them may not be an option here. They might have to go physical. We'll wait and see.
I scream.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do I have any experience with trolls?
You might. That's up to you. You might have some experience with trolls. Squidge in Gits may have some vague experience with trolls. So trolls stand about 12 to 15 feet tall. All right. They're big. They are dumb. They are good for one thing, and that is breaking other things. So out on the battlefield to the south, you're going to see trolls with cannons, with big old axes, with stumps of not stumps, but actual trees that they've ripped out of the ground, just bashing at these fully knighted sort of fair folk elven soldiers. Yes, Irma.
Am I a troll?
You could be part troll. There's some blurry lines there, but you are not a troll. You are not a 12-foot tall troll. You're a goblin.
Do they look like rocks?
They look a little rocky, a little mossy. These are sort of like the Swedish-looking trolls out of the old art with the really big noses and the really big, huge, floppy ears. Yeah. So they're bad news. I mean, they're dropping.
Irma, are you close to ready with the explosion?
Am I? I haven't done the card thing yet.
Because if we could possibly lure the trolls in, like right in the line of fire at the moment that you blow the explosion, then maybe the little avalanche we're making could take care of the trolls for us.
It might do that. It might make them mad. I mean, do they see us?
The trolls have not spotted you yet. We're going to go ahead and go into a dramatic scene, though. This is essentially combat, where everyone will get an action. Irma, it's going to take you a full 3 rounds until you're ready with those explosives. But at the end of 3 rounds, we can say the explosives are ready to go off.
Irma, I got you.
So the trolls have not seen you all yet. Depending on what you do as your first action will determine whether or not the trolls get an action because they have spotted you doing something. And the way this game works, all the players get to take their turn first, and then all of the obstacles take their turn. And you have to resist whatever the obstacle is. In this case, it's trolls. If the forest was on fire, which could happen after Irma's explosion, then you would have to also resist the fire that's going on. So, and you can go in whatever order you want, but once we set that order, that's the same order for the rest of this scene. So, does anybody have something?
Yeah, I want to get started on the explosives. You
want to get started on the explosives. Yeah. All right. So, Irma, let's get started on the explosives. Setting explosives feels like a tinker thing, although I will be willing to be persuaded.
Is Bash?
We could go with Bash.
He gave me my tinker background that I needed. That was why we were talking earlier.
Yes. Well, so if she's providing teamwork, that would be her action on this. And she may want to do something else. But we can go with Bash because the ultimate result of what you're wanting to do is a pretty direct thing. You're wanting to blow something up. So we can go with Bash. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take 3 turns to get you there. So,
Okay.
So we're looking at your Bash. You get to add your profession
Done.
because you are a violent demolitionist, and plus 1 card for the test itself.
All right.
All right.
You should, 1
And-
card for the thing. 1, 2, 3 for bash. 1 for profession.
And 1 for the test, so a total of 5 cards. Squidge, were you wanting to use your action to help her out here, or
I think she's got it.
okay?
Help her out.
Barnacle, are you?
Oh,
No.
Well, the good news is my cards suck today. All you got to do is beat a 7, and you do actually have it there with the 10 and the ace. So you've got it. However, that king is going to bong the.
I'd rather
Price is
not
not-
bong it at this time.
Okay, so if
So
you're
what
going to
do I
discard
do?
that, you're going to draw another card to replace that king.
Okay.
All right, big damn success. Right? There's no other face cards.
correct.
All right. The explosion is ready to go off. Your big damn success eliminates all the wait time on your action. So this is the thing that Irma is great at. Irma, let's wait until the end of the round to have you describe what happens, because you get to describe what happens, and it will be the explosion if you so choose that. All right. So who's next?
Do we know that she's getting that done right away? Because I was planning on running up to the trolls and like waving
No,
and trying to
you
talk.
don't
to them.
have any. I mean, unless you know about explosives, you don't have really any clue that she has got these prepped in record time.
Then I'm gonna do what I was gonna do, which is run up to the trolls, waving at them and trying to talk to them for a moment, just trying to stall them. That's
Okay.
what I was gonna do.
All right.
Hey,
do you-
oi, right here, mateys. We need your
All right.
help.
I'm not going to make you test. The trolls are going to see you.
Yep.
And they're going to hear you, and they're going to turn with these like.
Draw away from everybody else, though, for the moment.
Okay, so you're trying to pull them away from everybody.
Yeah, well, not. Yeah, what I want to do is make them look in, away. I'll like run off to the side and then.
Gotcha. So they see you, but they don't necessarily see everybody else.
Correct.
That works for me. There's no test there. You got their attention. All right.
We're on your
Anybody
side.
else?
We need your help.
Well, I'm gonna see that that Barney's gonna draw them off to one side, and if I see that the trolls are indeed preoccupied with him, I will try to circle behind the trolls just in case we need a distraction for the distraction. But I will
Okay.
hidden.
All right.
Uh,
This is a scram test,
which I have.
which you have. So scram is running away or sneaking or hiding. There's also finagle, which is used for like misdirection. But since you're not calling to them, this is pretty much scram.
Yes, I'm also a creeper. That's the type
Yeah.
of goblin that
Right.
I have. Does that give me an extra card or no?
It does not. No,
All right,
does
so
not.
two for the scram.
2 for the scram, 1 for the test. I will give you a bonus because they are distracted by Barney. So
Oh,
you can draw 1 more card.
All right, I think that's good enough.
All right, what you got? You know what? I'm just going to look at my cards and then hold them up.
4 cards, 3 of a kind.
Hey! All right.
The other one was a
Well
2,
done.
but
So,
I did shuffle these cards.
Yeah, no. Part of this game is about embracing the failure of your lives as goblins. And y'all are kicking the deck's butt. So there hasn't been any failure, but you all are doing great. So you are sneaky as sneaky can be.
I sneaky the sneak out of this, and I actually probably almost so bold as to like get almost as close as I can to them, with that, just like la 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 with my little poker, and I'm just I'm like ready to be a distraction for the distraction.
All right, squid your buzzy.
Were you ready to go,
I can
Squidge?
be if you're not.
No, I think I'm good. I'm going to stand. I'm gonna go with by Irma and keep a lookout to just to make sure everything's going well with the explosions, and keep an eye on the approaching train so that Irma knows when to detonate the explosion at the proper time.
So yeah, there's no test there. You're just going over. You're watching the train. You're ready to tell Irma, blow it now, and Squidge.
Right.
I want, if the trolls end up coming to us and we have to like actually physically deal with them, I want to try and have them in the line of the avalanche. So I'm gonna like stand like just next to where the avalanche is supposed to go, but on the safe side, away from the trolls, so that if they came towards me, they would be right there. And Irma, blow it when the trolls are standing here.
All right. Do you shout out, Irma, blow it when the trolls are standing here?
Do they speak English?
Yeah.
Can they hear me?
It's possible.
I'm gonna try and say it more directly to Irma and not just to the sky.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So right now, Barnacle has moved them away. Like he's drawn their attention away from the group. All right. So they are not going to be in the blast.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this point. But I like it. You're moving to a position that you could draw their attention and pull them back into the blast if things go poorly with Barnacle, right? Is that what I'm...
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It is the trolls' turn. They are the obstacle here. So they see Barnacle, the fishy fishmonger goblin, waving.
We're on your side. We're on your side. We need your help.
And one of the trolls is going to come up and try to step on you.
Wait! No.
So, yeah, he's like, little stunted goblin, go squish, get out of my way. And, yeah, what do you do to avoid getting stepped on, Barnacle?
Can I try to convince him not to step on me?
Oh, you totally can.
All right.
Yeah.
Little kids, we feed you little kids. You can help us.
All right. So that's a Weedle.
Don't step on me.
Yeah, it's a Weedle. So this is a resistance test. Nobody can help you in a resistance test.
Okay.
All right. They can apply teamwork here. You're going to draw cards for Weedle. You're going to draw one card for your test. And selling little kids.
Not selling, giving.
Giving. Yeah, doesn't really fit your profession. As it's almost there. But yeah. So, all right.
Got it. 3 cards.
3
Good.
cards.
Ooh. Well, I got an ace.
Pair of 5s.
Ooh. Can I redraw it all or no?
Yes. So you can risk a setback. Now, this is a resistance test. So you're trying not to get stepped on. If you fail, they're going to step on and you're going to take an injury here.
Okay.
Right? You can risk a second injury happening by discarding your cards, as many of them as you want, and drawing again and hoping you do better. You may also spend a squib to draw one extra card.
Keep the ace. I feel like this is
Can I activate?
right?
Sorry. Can I activate my cross my heart to?
You cannot, because it's not your action. You're just
right.
resisting their action.
Got it. All right. I am going to discard.
So mechanically, if you want to spend a squib, spend it now before you discard and redraw, because you'll have more cards then to play with. Or you can wait, and if you don't get what you want, you could redraw one more card. Does that make sense? Like, you can spend a squib at any point to draw one card.
All right. I'm just not going to do that right now. I'm just going to, because I'm already down a squib. I'm going to discard a 5.
Okay.
And draw a card. I get a joker.
All right.
Wow. Where are these coming from?
All right. Yeah, big damn success on your resistance. There were no other face cards in that hand, right?
No.
Okay. So you get a squib for your big damn success. The troll does not step on you. So you get to describe what happens with that big damn success.
The troll's foot comes within inches of Barnacle's face. He's like, "No, we give you kids. We help you. We help you. We're on your side." And I, just sort of step out from underneath the shadow of the foot. Right over here. We need your help. You come over here, and we help you get kids off the train that's coming.
All right.
But we need your help. You got to stand right there.
There. So he's not stomping on you. His foot stops, and they're looking between each other, confused. And one of them says, "Goblin kids no taste good."
No, human kids.
All right, Irma. Do you want this explosion to go off now? Nope. You're gonna hold the explosion.
But how's the train? How far away is the train?
You can see the train starting to. The smoke is almost to the edge of the forest, like it's about to start its ascent up the mountain.
I'm gonna let.
I go
Irma
when you guys say go. Irma will say, "When you say go, I go. We good to go. When you say go, I go."
All right. I don't think it's time yet.
Okay.
All right. So Irma, you're just holding your action, or do you want to do something else? Those explosives are prepped. So
I would like to hold my action so that when someone says go, I go.
Okay. When someone says go, you go. All right. Who is next in the line? I think it was Barnacle. Had drawn them off. All right. So the trolls don't step on you. They seem very confused about this idea of eating your children. Not disagreeing with the idea, but very confused.
So now I will use my cross my heart.
Yes.
Spend that squib I just gained.
Yeah.
And say, "No, human kids on train need you to stand right there." Got it, mate?
Yeah. And you're telling the troll that was about to step on you?
Yes.
There's 3 of them.
And
All
pointing to the spot where right next to the tracks where Irma set the explosions.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So that troll squints down at you, lowers its foot, not on your face, like pulls it back and sets it down and says, I go stand over there. The kids need me. And tromps over
to eat them.
To stand. And he looks back like he's checking, is this the right spot?
Well, does he get to the right spot?
He's pretty close. I mean, he takes a couple steps to the side.
2 more steps.
and all right, he takes 2 more steps. All right, so you got one troll standing there on the explosion spot. That's only one. That's your action. Yeah, because your jinx is one person.
Yeah,
okay. A single target. And now he believes you with all of his heart that what he has to do is stand on this spot.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I believe it was Reshot next.
Yeah.
You snuck up behind him. They don't see you.
I feel like that. I feel like Barney's got it in hand. Like I'm like, oh, they're probably gonna go and do. So only one of them goes, or
only one of them goes. The other ones are looking over at him, like.
Do they have anything? Do they have anything on them that I can steal quickly?
So these are sort of mountainy trolls.
Mhm.
They're like a patrol up in the mountains. They're the rougher trolls that didn't make the cut for the front lines of the army there.
Okay.
So they're barefoot. They have like these kilt loincloth sort of
Okay.
Don't look
things going on. They're probably, I mean, they probably got like some rope or some bags hanging off of them. So one of them's got rope and bags. The other one has a deer just sort of strapped to his back.
So and if I have a shot at Squidge and see what's happening as far as the and the other troll is going down there to get in the spot, so I kind of have an understanding of what's happening. Yeah. All right. Well, seeing as I just got 3 9s and I'm probably gonna fail horribly on my next check, I'm going to, instead of stealing anything from them, I pick up a good-sized rock, just anything that's...
Sure, you're in the mountains. There's good-sized rocks.
And I'm going to run between them, yelling, "I stole your favorite rock," and I'm going to try to get them to follow me down to the spot where they're supposed to be. I stole your favorite rock! And so I'm going to go shooting between them both, so that they don't know whose rock I've stolen.
Right. All right. This is pretty much a finagle test here. You're trying to sort of distract them, confuse them, get them to chase you.
Yeah.
That's your intent here, right? I could also see Weedle working because you're wanting to convince them that you've got something they want.
I mostly want to use Scram.
You mostly want to use Scram. So Scram, the intent would be here not to get caught, not to get captured by the trolls.
Right. So
They have to convince them. So
right. If you really want them following you, it's probably Finagle or Weedle. Running away from them, that's Scram.
All right. I will try the Finagle.
Okay.
And I will use a Squib. So 1 for the Finagle, 1 for the Squib. Do I get anything else?
1 for the test.
1 for the test. All right. Using Squib.
3 cards.
Oh, God. All right.
I got a pair of 2s. You got a 5, a 2, and a queen.
Oh, no.
So you don't want that.
No.
You probably want to risk an injury here.
Yeah.
To throw out any of those cards you don't want.
That'd be all of them.
Okay, and redraw 3 cards. Now, if you fail the test, you will take an injury.
Crap. And they have a pair, huh?
They have a pair of 2s.
How about a Jack?
That's bad.
There's my 9, though.
There's a 9. A 9 does not beat a pair of 2s. All right.
Oh.
So you take an injury. You run between the trolls. Whenever you take an injury, you describe how that injury happens. It does not have to be physical. It could be a mental injury. It could be a social injury. Social is a little doesn't make a lot of sense here.
I do have the jinx of tight squeeze, but I feel like this is the moment where it doesn't work. I think maybe just that I zip by them yelling, "I've got your favorite rock!" And I feel like I just trip and slam into a tree. Really, just
That's honestly what I was saying.
Yep.
Yeah, same here.
That's exactly what happens. On your character sheet, mark that you took your first rank of injury, which is a minor. It doesn't cause any penalties at this point, but your injuries will stack up. So the more you run into trees, the worse you're going to get.
Right.
But smacking face first into the first tree, no big deal.
I probably try. Do you use a squib to use your jinx, or is that just a ability?
You do use a squib to use your jinx.
I didn't really use my ability to squeeze, but I did want to get that tight shot right between them both, and then I just
because he drew a jack, that makes the round more dangerous for everybody else as well.
Perfect.
So instead of drawing 3 cards, I will draw 4 cards until the end of this round, which is also the troll's turn. They get 4 cards. So I believe we are up to Buzzy.
So I see that the one troll is in the right
One troll
place.
that is his spot. He is helping these kids, whatever that means.
And the other trolls are moving into place, yeah?
Slowly. They're slowly going after this easy prey that has stolen something from them and then crashed. So he's sort of getting his result, but ultimately these guys are confused. They're like, he's being told to stand over there. We've got food right here in front of us. And everybody's running in strange directions.
And how far away is the train?
It's still a good bit away. Like it's not gonna. The train is not gonna sneak up on you.
Okay, good. Then I'm gonna say now. Explode it now.
Okay,
Feel like this is a good time.
I do the thing.
You do the thing.
It
All right.
probably
Okay.
is, but Buzzy feels like it's the good time.
Squidge, do you know what you want to do? Because I'm going to give you the opportunity to interrupt this. And at the end of your turn, that explosion is going to go boom. Buzzy shouted go. And you can see Irma like on the plunger. It's just Irma's brain moves a little bit slower. The rock's in there. So she has to hear the word go, relate that to pushing the match, lighting the match, and going to the fuse. So you can sort of see this happening in slow motion. Just because it's Irma, it's happening in slow motion. It's not literal slow motion. It's just this is how Irma moves. So you can see that this explosion is about to go. So one troll is in the explosion. The other 2 are out of the immediate explosion. But because Reshot was trying to get the other 2 there, Reshot is on the edge of the blast zone.
I'll
Okay.
be fine.
Everybody else is
That guy.
safe.
That guy. Don't worry about that guy.
I'm gonna say, oh crap, and dive out of the way.
All right. She says, oh crap, and dives out of the way. All right, Irma, this explosion going off, you held your action.
Okay. So Irma sits there, slow motion, lighting a match. Oh, goes and lights the views, which goes really fast.
And then
Kaboom! But you see, it's such a good explosion that she has it explode into a beautiful portrait of her as the ash and the dust rains down.
all right, Irma, you got a squib. Okay. Well done. Well done. Yeah. This explosion goes off. Reshot, you are in the edge of this blast zone.
Okay.
One troll is in it. So he's going off. You're at the edge of it. So the resistance test, the obstacle test for this round is how do you get out of this explosion?
Well, tight squeeze.
Under a rock.
I'm going to this tree I slammed into using my instinctive tunneling and sewer knowledge. Is there perhaps some roots that go down in this mountain and that I could maybe tell, and if I can jam my foot down into between the roots and the rocks, that there's perhaps a safe spot on the other side of those rocks away from the explosion, and I will use that tight squeeze to like try to find a spot.
So I've seen animals like dive into like the roots of a tree, like as a tree starts to get old, there's space where the maybe erosion has washed away a little burrow or something there. I've never seen an animal dive under a tree and come out the other side. So and maybe it can happen, but I would think if there's that much erosion, the tree's not going to stand. So there's definitely like a little burrow, and you could fit into it with your tight squeeze.
Oh,
and
I'm going.
all right, and you would be safe from the blast, but you're gonna have to come back out the same way. Does that work?
I'll deal with that later.
All right. Okay. So
That's a
spend a
problem for
squib.
another day.
Spend a squib. There is no test because
All
you're
right.
using your jinx. You're just putting your foot in that hole and going inside it.
Let's say
Like a-
squeeze entire body through any opening you can fit your foot through. And I go foot first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like an octopus.
Like
Complete with sound
like
effects.
a goblopus.
Like a goblopus. All right. And boom.
They taste
this
good.
explosion goes off. And there was a troll standing there. The troll is part of the portrait now of Irma, as little bits of troll float down. The other two trolls are blown off their feet, like they fall backwards.
It
They
was a
weren't
good
expecting
explosion.
this explosion.
Oh, very good explosion.
Yeah. Squidge was expecting the explosion. She dives out of the way. Reshot swoops into the hole. Buzzy was clear enough. She's looking at the tree. She yelled go. And Barnacle was off on his back at that point, trying not to get squished and talking to them and telling them to go stand over there. So two trolls are knocked back. It's a huge explosion. All right.
Bada boom.
Right. And so some of the trees fall down. Some of them are charred. The rails are all mangled up in a funky shape.
I
and
made
then
them
it's
look like squidge.
like squidge.
Aww.
Okay. So the big explosion goes off, and there was a troll standing there, but that troll is now part of the portrait of Irma Gert. All right. Squidge dived out of the way. Barnacle was already out of the way. The two trolls get knocked back onto their butts. They don't fall down. They're just boom back. They're still in this. Reshot has squished himself under a tree, and Buzzy's pointing out at the train coming up the slope, telling Irma Gert to make that explosion. And the explosion echoes through the hills. It's a beautiful, powerful explosion. And the rails are all twisted up in the shape of squidge. And it's that echo that just keeps going as the snow up on top of this mountain starts to shake and starts to fall down, and you can see it coming. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight. Well done.
Oh.
Ah, do they live? Do they get covered in snow? Do the trolls eat them? Do they care about the kids on the train? Find out next week.
Well, I do hope you've enjoyed the first episode of Goblonia, Polar Escapades, Motherflipping Goblins on a Motherflipping Train, the Extremaganza. Next week, we're going to bring you part 2 of Goblonia, Polar Expresscapades, just before the holiday season's over. What's going to happen? We have an actual cliffhanger. This is fantastic. Well, go on over, click on our Patreon, get out more information about the game, and if you can, go over to wicked-clever.com and you can download the beta test rules for Goblonia. Don't forget, this game has been sponsored by Turtle Creek Coffee. You can go there to their website and they will deliver coffee right to your door. This has been Nat 21 Adventures, Goblonia, Polar Expresscapades. I do hope you've enjoyed your night, and just remember, when a natural 20 just won't do, you need a Nat 21.